Given the anger of Ms. Cloud, who I'll repeat, she's fabulous to watch on the court. She's a lot of fun, incredible talent.
Yes.
But given what you've seen, are you in any way, as a former player, are you concerned about the safety of Sophie Cunningham on court?
Oh, 100%. I mean, before this game, I was watching many Indiana Fever's game, and I mean, they're targeting her. I even texted her after one of the games. I was like, just please be careful.
Well, how can you be careful if you get elbowed in the face or
exactly.
you fell back and hit your head on the wood? That's pretty bad.
It is pretty bad, but I think, you know what? She's a strong woman. She's an independent woman. I think she's going to handle this perfectly.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So Enes Kanter Freedom is speaking up and giving more insight into what happened on Sunday when Natasha Cloud basically started yelling at him, her, and Enes is still maintaining to identify as a woman and therefore claiming eligibility for the WNBA draft. So I'm going to react to an interview he did with Fox News. But before we get into that, Natasha Cloud has spoken out. She has spoken up in defense of trans people. To every trans person, you are part of my community and tribe. You belong. You're loved. You're seen. You're perfect as you are, and you will always be protected by me. And the WNBA did have an openly transgender player playing in the league, the female who identified as a man. And nobody cared or said that she shouldn't be allowed to play because she is female and she's competing in a women's league. That makes sense. This isn't anti-trans, this is compete in the correct category and do not cheat. It's as simple as that. You don't get a pass for cheating because of gender identity. And in the same way, people are mad at a former NBA player who can dunk and everything, competing in a WNBA. That's exactly how common sense people have been feeling for the longest time when you say that all sorts of men can compete in women's categories across the country simply because they say they're a woman. And that's exactly what Enes is doing. It's no different. Just because it doesn't meet your criteria and it doesn't pass your sniff test, it is literally the same thing. A man declaring that he is a woman and then being given access to women's sports, and even worse, women's locker rooms and all sorts. That's exactly what has been happening for the longest time. So stay mad, because then you get to feel how others have been feeling and being ignored and being labeled bigots for pointing these things out. On Sunday, when Enes showed up to watch the game, he actually spent some time with the pro Sophie Cunningham rally people. He took photos with them, greeted them, and, you know, it's really great to see that. He is supporting women. He's supporting the fact that women want their own sports, women want their own spaces. It's as simple as that, and that is commendable. So just like people want to say they look out for the trans community, there are people who say that they're looking out for women, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Here with us exclusively is Enes Kanter Freedom, the former NBA player who was kicked out of the Chicago Sky game this weekend. Enes, I know you want to be in the WNBA, but tell us what Natasha Cloud said to you. What was she yelling at you when she came toward you? So,
I went to the game, right? And I actually loved the game because I enjoyed the game. You know, this is my passion, and this is my, you know, what was my childhood dream, just basketball. And in the first half, I watched the game, and it was an amazing time. And then the second half, towards the, you know, third quarter, they put Sophie Cunningham in. And I remember around the last 3-minute mark, she shot the ball, and I put my hand in the air to celebrate it, right? And then Natasha Cloud saw that, my celebration. Literally the next position, she came back and she started yelling at me and said, she's not going to sleep with you.
You're mad because he celebrated Sophie Cunningham scoring. This is written all over this league. They can't hack it when people support Sophie Cunningham, when people have signs that say, thank you, Sophie. Something so simple. The fact that people were rallying outside a pro Sophie Cunningham rally, they cannot handle it. Wow. So that's what she thought was appropriate to yell across the court. She should have been thrown out for speaking to a fan that way. That is so inappropriate and so unprofessional. If an NBA player acted that way, I'm sure he would be treated a lot more harshly. And then it's Enes who gets thrown out?
Wait, who's not going to sleep with you?
Yeah, Sophie Cunningham is not going to sleep with
I don't even understand. Are you trying to?
I'm not trying
with Sophie
to. No,
Cunningham?
definitely not. Definitely not. I want to make this very clear. Definitely not. And, I'm just confused at that point. I'm like, I turn around to my manager. I'm like, what is she talking about? And he was shocked. And after that, I was like, the next position, I was like, I'm not trying to sleep with her. I'm just here to protect women and support my friend Sophie Cunningham. And then after that, obviously, the next position, she started to yell and cuss at me. And I was like, there are so many kids in that stands. There are so many teenagers that
What was she? What, you don't say the words. The F word?
Oh, a lot of F-bombs. A lot of F-bombs. A lot of F-bombs. And at that point, I'm confused because, like, obviously she is loved by the Chicago fans. And she has so many fans on the stands.
She's a talented player.
Many kids. And I'm like, this shouldn't be happening. This is not a sportsmanship. Like,
there were kids in that stadium. These people have no clue how to conduct themselves. That is disgraceful. And like I've said before, the WNBA doesn't stand for, the American pastime where people take their kids to, spend time with their family. They take them to a game. The WNBA doesn't seem to want that image. It wants to be known for shouting out transgender people on the Jumbotron and not being able to define what a woman is. That's what it wants to be known for. I really cannot believe she received no penalties, no punishment whatsoever. The whole team had to hold her back. What was she doing? Where were you going? It makes me think that she really does think that Enes is a woman. Because why would you step to somebody with that wingspan and the whole team had to hold you back?
This shouldn't be happening. This is not a sportsmanship. So I was confused, and then she started to come towards me. I literally got up. I played 11 years in NBA. I know the rules. I did not step over the baseline. So I literally just got up.
You were courtside, essentially.
Open my hands, right? And I was like, I'm here to protect women. I'm here to support my friends. That's all. And then she was just cussing and yelling. And then right after that, the security just got in and just threw me out. I was like, what did I do? She should be the one that thrown out of the game.
What was on your shirt, your T-shirt? That obviously triggered them.
That is the reason I did not wear anything today, because I really want people to focus on my words and not on my T-shirt. But last night, I just literally wore just woman. And it was, obviously, it says woman, noun. And it was explaining what a woman is.
Definition.
And I mean, I'm just shocked that I guess it's a controversial topic these days, which shouldn't be. But I guess for many people, it is.
I want to play something from the coach of the Chicago Cloud. He was asked if he had a message for you last night. Mm-hmm. I think we have the clip. Let's watch.
Did you know that he was going to be here? And also, do you have a message for him or people like him?
I think my messaging was set and clear, weeks ago. There's so much good things about this league and so many good things about the play of these players that if you come to a game, you should probably come to enjoy the basketball. And being a former basketball player, you should probably understand and feel that too.
That doesn't sound, terrible, what he said there, but what exactly about Enes's conduct showed that he didn't come to enjoy a basketball game? He got yelled at for cheering on Sophie Cunningham. Talk to your girl. Enes didn't do anything wrong. From what I saw and from what I'm hearing right now, he did absolutely nothing wrong. And he's allowed to say, I support women, just like the coaches wear their trans kids belong t-shirts and the Jumbotron has all this, trans ideology on it. Why is he not allowed to simply have the definition of a woman on his t-shirt? Nothing about his conduct said that he didn't come to enjoy a basketball game. That's exactly what he was doing.
So they are lying. Why? Because the GM of the Chicago Sky actually was my trainer, and I actually trained with him before the game. We actually texted him and said, "Hey, we're gonna come to the game. We want peace. We don't want nothing controversial. We just want to come, sit down, and watch the game and enjoy the game." He even messaged us and say, "Just enjoy the game." I said, "Perfect." So they knew I was coming to the game, and everything they said is a lie.
Is he scared? I mean, I don't know if you know that coach. I mean, I think they're all terrified. They're terrified of the LGBTQIA, I don't know, mafia. I don't know what people are calling them, but they're terrified.
They're terrified because I might actually get drafted next year and play against their big men. So, and I'm going to probably drop around like 60 point and 40 rebound a game. That's the reason that they're scared.
And now he's going to address the sources, as reported in ESPN, that said that he will just be classed as ineligible. He's not going to be considered eligible to go for the draft. And let's see what he has to say.
Do you actually think the WNBA, and his sources were telling various media outlets today that they've essentially decided you and Royce cannot play in the WNBA. You will not be eligible. And they're going to say something about the it's a publicity stunt. You're not really a trans woman. Are you a trans woman?
Well, I want to make this very clear.
Are you a trans woman?
Listen, Section 13, right? Article 13, Section 1 says if you identify as a woman, then you're allowed to play.
So you are identifying as a woman tonight?
I identify as a woman. Sure, yes.
Okay.
So I can play.
But they're never going to let you play.
Why not? I mean, that's the rule. That's the rule that they put, and I'm just following the rules. If they ever come out and say, "Okay, we are changing the rules," I respect their decision. I will, follow the rules. But right now, if you identify as a woman, you're allowed to play.
I know people are going to get mad and say, "Well, you're not genuine, or it's not in good faith." Absolute nonsense. But that's literally all these men have done, is say they identify as a woman. Yes, there's some policies that make them take hormones and all this sort of thing. But ultimately, what it comes down to is him saying he identifies as a woman. That's it. And then they've allowed male athletes to compete in women's categories. So if you are not going to define what a woman is, and you're going to say that you're open, to whatever, because you want to be inclusive, then what Enes is doing is not anything different. And by your own rules, he should be allowed to play because he has said he identifies as a woman. By your own rules, he should be allowed to compete in the WNBA. Because if a Julie Tetart comes along saying the same thing, you're going to allow that person to compete based on your rules and what you've put out there as a league, that you're inclusive and you don't believe exclusion is the answer and all of this. So why should it be any different for Enes? Judging somebody's transition or judging somebody's gender identity. You can't get mad at Enes, but then welcome another man because his hair is longer or he's changed his name or he looks, more feminine. I thought we weren't allowed to do that. We weren't allowed to judge. We've had women being told that they should be okay with a man walking into their locker room because the man's making an effort. And the man obviously is trying to identify as a woman. So, what's the problem? Always moving the goalposts, always changing the rules according to, what's convenient. Well, no more. So I'm glad this is being exposed and we shall see what happens.
You said Sophie Cunningham is a friend. Have you talked to her about what happened last night?
I texted her after the game. I was like, listen, just please focus on your game because you are a national treasure and she is an American hero and she should be protected at all costs because she's not only inspiring the young girls in America but all over the world. So she is an idol, she's a hero. So I was like, just focus on your game, let all the outside talk, don't distract you from outside talk.
So he and Sophie, they are friends. He's not just like making this up. And he spoke about texting her, and saying, please, don't let this be a distraction. And commended her for doing what she's doing and saying what she has been saying. So it's really wonderful to see that she has the support of Enes. We need strong men, albeit identifying as women in this case, but even so, standing up for women and girls, because this isn't right. Nothing that people are asking for is unreasonable. We're a women's basketball league. Protect the female category. That's all. Like other sporting bodies have finally began to do. And, female athletes have lost enough. They've lost enough. And it's not just about the WNBA. When Sophie said what she said, she didn't even mention the WNBA. She's talking about girls who are dealing with this. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves. And God willing, I will see you in the next video. And a huge thanks to all of those who've hyped my videos. It is greatly appreciated.